Today I'll be teaching you how to use the advanced filtering in Excel when you have multiple conditions. Essentially, the advanced filtering tool, it allows you to filter your data set based on conditions. And this can be one condition or multiple. And it also allows you to take that filtered list and copy it to another location. So you don't have to filter your list in the place. You can actually filter it and then move it to another spreadsheet or even another workbook. In my example here, I have employee information and I'm trying to determine which employees should get year-end bonuses. Now, there are some criteria in order to be qualified to get these bonuses. The first criteria is that these employees need to belong to either the sales or customer service department. Their performance score needs to be at least 85 or greater. They need to be working here for at least 1 year. And as you can see, there are some people who have been just here for 1 year and others who have been here for only a few months as well. And the last criteria is that they need to have done an average of 2 projects per year. So if we divide the project divided by the year, we should get at least 2. We have these 4 criteria and we want to filter the list to determine which employees meet these 4 criteria. And we're going to be using advanced filtering for this. But before we can get to advanced filtering, we need to establish some helper columns in order for us to determine these 4 criteria. So in order to do that, we're going to be using helper columns as well. And I'm going to be attaching helper columns to my table as I work through. So the first condition, as I said, is going to be the department, which needs to be either sales or customer service. So right next to my table here, I'm going to add another column that's going to determine if this employee is in the sales or customer service department. So I'm going to put equals to, or this cell over here equals to, in double quotes, sales. Now the spelling needs to be matching to the spelling over here. There shouldn't be any mistakes, otherwise it'll just return a false. And then after that comma, this cell once again is equal to, in brackets, customer service. Close the quotations and the brackets and press enter. And as you can see, it's returning true because this person is in one of those departments. Now the second condition is that their performance score needs to be greater than or equal to 85. So equals to this, greater than equals to 85. And as you can see, that's true as well because they have 93 as their score. Now the third helper column is going to determine if they have been here for at least 1 year. So equals to this. And then greater than or equals to 1. And that's going to determine that as well. And the next condition now is how many projects have they done? Well, they need to have done at least 2 projects. So equals to this divided by this. That gives us a decimal number. And now we need to make sure this number is greater than or equal to 2. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this in brackets. And then we're going to do greater than or equal to 2. And we're going to press enter. And as you can see, for this person, it's false because they've done an average of 1 project per year. And now we need to aggregate all these 4 conditions. And if all these 4 conditions are true, only then can the employee be awarded a bonus. So we're going to do equals to, and open bracket, this, comma, this, comma, this, comma, this, okay? And we're going to press enter and it returns false. And the reason is because it's only going to return true if all of these 4 cells are actually true. In this case, that's not true, so it's returning false. And after we've done that, we'll just select our first row here and we'll just double click the fill handle. And as you can see, we have our results. However, there are some errors as well because as you can see, some people have worked for less than 1 year. And when you divide by 0, you get an error. So in column 4, there are some division errors. To solve that, I'm going to go back to my first cell in column 4, and I'm going to wrap it around a if error function. So equals to if error, open bracket, and at the end of the function, I'm going to put a comma and write down, if there's an error, just give me false. And close bracket and press enter. And now it's not going to give me those division errors anymore. Why is this important? It's important because when we're going to be doing advanced filtering later on, we can't have any division errors. It needs to be binary, either true or false. Now we're ready to do advanced filtering, but there's one more step to this, which is to actually select all of these true and false binary values and paste them as values. Because as you can see right now, they're a link to a formula, these formulas that we've created, and we don't want any formulas when we're using our advanced filter. So I'm going to click on this very first cell here, Control Shift right and down, and that's going to select all of them. And I'll just go to Control C and then Control Shift and V, and that's going to paste these as values. And now there's no more formula that we created that's linked to these cells. So now we're ready to perform our advanced filtering, and we need a criteria for our advanced filtering as well. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit here, and over here, now the criteria is that column 5, whenever it's true, so for example, for row 4, it's true, which means this person can get an award. In this case, column 5 needs to be true to determine if this person is going to get a bonus. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a criteria for our advanced filter. And that criteria is going to be that column 5 has to be true. So over here in a separate cell that's distinct from our table, I'm going to write down column 5 just as it's written over here. And I want the value to be true. Okay, I'm going to put it just as it's written over here as well in all caps. And I'll go ahead and press Control T and make that a table. So whenever column 5 returns true, those are the rows of this table that I want to see, that I want to filter by. So now that we've done this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into our data tab, into sort and filter and advanced filter, and our list range will be the table, right? So I'm just going to click on the entire table and just select everything, again using our keyboard shortcuts. And the criteria is that within this table, whenever the column 5 is equal to true, return those values. So I'm just going to click on this criteria that we've created here. Okay, and now it's ready. However, I don't want to filter the list in this place. I want to actually generate that filtered list into another location. So I'm just going to create another location quickly here. I'll just generate it right over here maybe, okay? So just a table that's starting in cell M6. This is going to be the list of employees that get awarded the bonus. And I'm going to press OK. And there we go. These are all the employees that deserve a bonus. So I'm just going to quickly make this a table as well. And after this, I'm just going to go ahead and hide these columns because we don't need these columns. And these are the people. As you can see, there's about 10 or 15. About 10 people from this list of 200 people who actually deserve the bonus. So that's how you can use your advanced filtering when you have multiple conditions with helper columns and filter your data into a separate location. It doesn't have to be your main location, and that's how you can generate those reports. I hope you found this helpful, and thanks so much for watching.